Today, let's make 8 Treasures chicken for Chinese New Year. So, 8 Treasures stuffed chicken. First thing we got to do is prep the chicken. But before we go into that, I just want to run through and introduce to you the 8 different treasures that we will be stuffing into this chicken. Now, there is no first rule that it has to be these ingredients. You can search online, there are a bunch of different recipes, and to be frank, different families make it differently. The most important thing is to look for ingredients that represent a certain meaning during Chinese New Year. We've got the dried shiitake mushrooms representing wealth, abalone for fortune, chestnuts for good profits, dried oyster for prosperous business, sea cucumber for fertility, scallop for oneness of the family, garlic for counting of blessings, and ginkgo for hope and peace. Now let's talk about the chicken, the carrier or the host. When you're serving a chicken or fish or duck or whatever protein, it is important that during Chinese New Year we serve it whole. Why? Because it symbolizes the beginning and the end, the completion of something, the completion of a year of growth or prosperity or whatever it is that you might be seeking for or hoping for. There will be a beginning and an end. First off, what we're going to do is we're going to prep this bird. We're going to salt the skin. So what we're going to do is we're going to massage this bird. Now, once we've exfoliated the bird, we're going to rinse it off. Now, pat dry. It is important to soak up all that extra water that's inside the cavity as well. That way, it doesn't dilute the marinade. Now we're going to prepare the marinade for the chicken. 5 spice powder, white pepper. All right, so now we're going to marinate the bird. Don't be shy, get your hands in and rub the insides of the bird. All right, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to transfer this onto a wire rack just so that the chicken is not sitting in the soy sauce. That will make the bottom side of this chicken darker than the top. Now this bird goes into the refrigerator while we prep all the other ingredients. And that will help dry up the skin and tighten the bird up. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to start prepping the stuffing. We're going to fry off some ingredients, and some of these treasures need to be braised just to get them to soften. Some oil in a wok, garlic in. We remove the stem of the mushrooms. We squeeze these mushrooms to remove all the excess liquid. Don't throw this liquid away. This is going to help develop the flavor of the gravy. Now we're going to add in the soaking liquid from the mushrooms, scallops, and dried oysters. And we're also going to mix in the braising liquid from the abalone. Now we're adding in some abalone sauce, white pepper. All right, so now we've got the mushrooms in, the garlic in. We're going to add in the other ingredients that require a little bit of braising, the sea cucumber and the dried oysters. Now, as for the dried scallops, we'll have to steep them in a sieve because the dried scallops are very, very delicate. Once they start to cook, they will also fall apart very easily. So I put them in a spider or in a sieve, and we're just going to drop it into the boiling liquid. Place the abalone on a sieve and we steep the abalone. Now, the one tedious thing we have to do at this point is to fish out the garlic. It's going to smash and disintegrate into the entire gravy, and that's not going to be a pretty sight. Now, we season with a little bit of dark soy sauce. The dark soy sauce will both give it color and taste. Now, the other ingredients that are braising inside, the mushrooms, the sea cucumber, and the oysters, they have softened midway. All right, they are going to continue cooking inside the cavity of the chicken and continue to get softened. So this is a good time to pull them out. Now to this, we're going to add the chestnuts and the ginkgo nuts. Now this here is lotus leaf, and what we've done with it is we've hydrated the lotus leaf. It comes dry. You can buy it from the medicinal shop or the medicinal hall, and we've soaked it for about an hour, and then I boiled some water and put that leaf into the water and allow it to soak until it is soft and pliable like this. All right, so now using a spoon or a fork or just your bare hands, what we're going to do is we're going to start stuffing this chicken. Now we've fastened the cavity, making sure that all the stuffing stays on the inside. Now get yourself a butcher string, and what we're going to do is we're just going to tie up the legs. Now, bird on, yeah, breast side up. Now, remember the remaining of the stuffing, if you're anything like me and just only hope for the big stuff or wish for the big things, you can place that stuffing just underneath or next to the bird. All right, now we wrap. Butcher string. So once your chicken is wrapped up like this, there are a few ways you can go here. You can either steam it in a big pot with lots of water and steam it for a good 1 hour or until the chicken is cooked. This really depends on the size of the bird. Or the other way you can do it is put it into the oven. And what I'm doing here is sort of creating a steam bake effect in a conventional oven. So I've got a tray that I've just put a little bit of water in there, and I put the chicken on the top. So this way the chicken is also steaming from the bottom as well. Okay? Now I've set the temperature of the oven to 180 degrees and we're going to cook it for an hour. Alright, so now it's time for the chicken to come out the oven. There we go, beautiful. Now we're going to let the chicken rest for 15 minutes before we open it up. The heat is intense on the inside. What we're going to do is allow the remaining and residual heat to just calm down and continue to tenderize and cook the chicken. Now you can choose to either serve this bird as it is, or you can transfer it out from the leaf and then pour this gravy, which is the braising liquid from all the seafood earlier on. You can remove those toothpicks. Let's not forget the overflow of ingredients. Now, a little bit of garnish. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5. Now the time that I have been waiting for. Let's maybe remove this forest. Grab yourself a pair of scissors and let's cut off the butcher string and let's expose the treasure, shall we? Now look at that, guys. Revealing the treasures within. So it's so exciting. All right, now let's cut into the bird and serve it up. But obviously, let's remove the not so sexy parts. Take a bite into this juicy chicken. Yes. Oh, and I forgot to mention the chicken that I'm using is actually free-range chicken. Now you want to make sure you do that because everything else in here is already of quality. So even the chicken, you want to make sure that it is good quality chicken so you really get that taste of chicken. The umami flavor from the abalone mixed together with the clean sweetness of the chicken. This is absolutely so good. All right, guys, I hope you've learned something from this recipe. This is something that I will be cooking my family this year. I hope you guys give it a try. Once again, you don't have to follow exactly the same ingredients that I use as Tressures. Find whatever that's within your means as long as they represent something, they symbolize something during Chinese New Year. I hope you guys enjoy yourselves with your family. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Happy Chinese New Year. 恭喜发财. Bye.